Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is Schreckfilm. It was written by David Larkin, Mike Mason, and Lynn Hardy, and it can be found in Berlin, the Wicked City. And it's available from Chaos. Our game master is Keith Craig, and this is episode 6. Our recap will be given by John Dos Passos as his character, Gustav Huberman. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. John?
Thank you. All right, well, I'm usually not one for journaling, but I suppose our notes should be compiled as of sorts. Boy, have we been getting ourselves up to some things in these nights. It seems that there's never a dull moment in any corner of Berlin. It is quite the wicked city, as people say. So, oh God, where do I start? All right, well, just recently, we split up. Max and I went to the salon Kitty to interview Kitty Schmidt under the guise of Lena's photographer. Lena was also doing more of a fluff piece. So, of course, Lena took me and Max in to see Kitty. Apparently she had met with Kitty back when Lena was looking for Agnes. At first she seemed very, how do I put it, welcoming, and offered, of course, that her girls would cater to whatever freaky stuff one is into, but we were, focused on the, business, not, the other thing. However, as we entered, I did notice a few peculiar things. One, in that there was a statue in the entryway. The eyes seemed to be watching, almost following us with their gaze. Might be, one of those false statues where there's somebody, looking through a peephole. Who knows what? We got in. First of all, Lana got what she needed for her fluff piece, and then it was Max and I's turn to ask our questions. Max asked about the statue. Kitty said it was a gift from an actress client, Agnes Esterhazy. Apparently, according to her, depicted some sort of old Roman goddess. Max asked if she has heard from Agnes in a while, and if we would be able to speak to her, which she said yes. Meanwhile, Dieter and Conrad went over to the library to do some research. They were looking into see if they could identify some of the strange symbols that we found that Conrad sketched. They said that apparently they didn't find exact ones that match, but ones that were very similar. There were notes alongside them that mentioned that the original authors and transcribers and sometimes anonymous people that contributed to these didn't draw. They mentioned they didn't draw the full symbols on purpose because they were worried about the symbols being both the key and the gate, whatever that means. Starting to sound too much like some of the stuff we were dealing with, a few years ago. Anyway, Conrad and Dieter were worried about the gate reference, exactly like I mentioned, having to do with the gate we had to deal with back then, a few years back, especially with Abizu trying to get back into this world and, her gaining influence through all the hate. Which was good, good. But yeah, anyway, so they got some good stuff there. Meanwhile, the cat escapades have not been ceasing. Otto got a visit from a cat near his place, but it had the face of his friend Karl Heinz, who requested Otto's help ending things. Anyway, back with Max and I at the salon Kitty. Kitty took us back into this, large back room with a fireplace. That's where we met Agnes, quote unquote. At first, she was just speaking to us from behind this Japanese style screen, but as she was talking, I noticed that her voice had a tinny quality, almost like old talkies have. She mentioned that she wanted the film strip, and she asked us if we had it. We, of course, mentioned that we didn't bring it with us. And she made some, odd comments about her wanting it, and her glad that we seemed to know where it was, or otherwise we would be wasting her time. And she mentioned it, of course, has to do with the Baron. She claims that it was imbued by that fool, the Baron, who was dabbling in arts that he didn't understand, according to her, which sounds about like it fits the bill. Um, and then she said something that I had to write down because it was so odd, given the context. Me and Max both thought it was noteworthy. She said, "So sad that so much harm comes about when people don't intend it. It's so much more fun when you intend to do the harm." Which I have, that I couldn't be more vehemently opposed to such a claim. But anyway, after she said that, she stepped out from behind the Japanese screen. We both looked in horror at the figure of Agnes, who somehow looked as if she was a character in a black and white film, like a walking film projection. As crazy as that sounds, apparently the Baron made her like this, but she claims it made her better, made her embrace her anger and hate, and now she no longer has to love and care, which is apparently good things to her. Uh, this whole thing, it triggered something in me, back in the war we called it shell shock. Uh, we've been seeing so much lately. It just kind of it set me off into. I had a bout of amnesia for a little bit. I couldn't remember how we gotten in there until Max reminded me later. But the most horrible thing happened after that. She wanted to show us that, in her words, that she wasn't playing around. So she did something. I somehow, I don't know how she did it. She took control over my mind and commanded me to beat Lena to death with a fire poker. But before I knew what was going on, I was standing over her bloody corpse with the poker in my hand. Luckily, Max got us out of there. He had our back. He grabbed us and used the command word to use the prism to teleport us back to Dieter's, but not quick enough to stop me. After that, we elected to burn what we had of the film, and figured we should be very careful about who we go to going forward. And speaking of films, we also found out that in the newspaper there is an ominous casting call for the newest Shrek film, Das Necronomicon, which, of course, everything. I swear, everything in this wicked city. There's so much going on, yet it all seems tied together sometimes. Well, best of luck to us. We're gonna need it.
All right. So we join you as you're at your usual place of eating. And if I remember, Dieter and Conrad had come up with a plan to go speak to the Baron, as Conrad had just done some research and found out his address where he'd filed his business papers.
Yeah, I want to pretend to be the mysterious stranger who wants to discuss magic with the man. Hopefully, from what you've told us, the man is somewhat incompetent. He's being led by the nose.
Hmm. And he's clearly someone who desires power above all else.
I am only worried about one thing, and that's perhaps he doesn't even have the book. Perhaps it's in the hands of the black and white woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what do you think about the fact that didn't she say that she was in that state because of some mistake? But on the film, we saw her photo there, and Gustav, you had an encounter with her trapped somewhere.
Yeah. It was like she was trapped with Abizu.
So I wonder if Abizu, if that was something they were trying to do, capture them on the film, and that it's backfired somehow. I don't know. But yeah, Conrad and I are going to go over and see if we can obtain the Necronomicon. We will use,
I'm
magic.
wondering if he doesn't have it, though, should we try to do something to postpone, perhaps indefinitely, this movie getting filmed? Do we think that the Baron, we might be able to get him alone?
I was thinking, what if we just went to the tower in the middle of the night and scraped off all of the magical symbols?
That's an interesting idea.
It might actually be more effective to alter them, even so that it is not obvious to the layman that they are not what they were.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering if so I think that's a really great idea. But if we incapacitate Baron, then he can't film his movie or do whatever his nefarious plan is.
Yeah, that's true.
He may be a more dangerous foe than we realize if he's trafficking with this demon.
Yeah. I mean, we could just stop him utterly in his tracks. Yeah, but what if, it's not an easy thing to just go in and murder somebody.
I'm not even saying murder. But
we're not saying murder.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, well,
what are you saying then?
One begins with an intent to abduct or incapacitate. Sometimes these things are not so easily controlled.
Mm-hmm.
We would have to be, I think, prepared for the eventuality that Herr Grunau would not survive this.
Perhaps we can assess that possibility once we're there. If he is a complete fool, then maybe we can spare his life, destroy the plans of Abizu.
If we need, I'm saying we could take him using your device, Doctor, back to your apartment, keep him under wraps for the weekend, which would ruin his plans.
You could be waiting there for us.
I don't know do you have any magics that can clear someone's mind? I
wish I did.
Knowing your magic, I don't know what your magic is capable of.
I have attempted to restrict myself only to defensive sorts of things. There are some very dangerous spells, I believe, in the Divermus Mysteries, but I won't do them. But I like your idea. If we could bring him back here, the rest of you could be waiting for him, tie him up, put him in the closet.
And hope that Agnes Esterhash doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And do something, cause us to do things we cannot control.
Yeah, I wish I had some sort of way of blocking that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, we are playing it by ear, as they say. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe we end up in the morgue.
You call that lucky?
No, that's the opposite of the lucky.
Oh.
Of course, now that you say that, maybe ending up in the morgue would be better than what they might do to you if they have evil magic. Making us kill one another is a pretty horrible fate.
Right.
So how many people wish to go and try to find Grunau? Just the two of you, or do you want some physical support?
I think
Yeah,
just
I'm
the
pretty good
two
at
of
finding
us.
people.
Well, we know where he is now. We know his
Oh, okay.
home. It's just if too many people show up, it'll look way too. We'll
Sure.
be very wary. This will be Conrad will be my assistant. And
We have the studious appearance.
I would be a magician from abroad. Where should I be from? Maybe it's Miskatonic or the Harvard Library. Or, maybe the Bibliothèque Nationale de Paris.
What languages do you speak well enough to fool him if he is erudite as well?
I speak Latin, French, English, Greek, and Syriac.
Parlez-vous français as well?
Well, then perhaps the two of you will be.
You could pull off French. I could pull that off.
All right. I'll have a French with a German accent. No, I was born in Lippstadt. But I studied there.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, you guys plan to drive or take a taxi?
Oh, we're going to take a taxi.
All right.
We're not planning on driving back.
Yeah.
I always wanted to see if it's just take your car for some
Wait,
reason.
wait for us here. Have some
Okay.
rope and a gag.
Well, before we go, we should maybe figure out what the other three are going to do.
Well, if you're bringing him back here to be subdued, we should probably be here to subdue him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's presenting it as an option.
And by here, I'm assuming you're meaning at Dieter's place.
Yeah, Dieter's. Yeah, so first we go all to Dieter's home, and then you guys take the cab. Yeah, I don't think you want to appear suddenly in the Beerbachter with a film director and a magical text.
The secondary cube is into my office.
Okay. And do you have the book?
Oh yeah, I guess we gotta go get the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my precious.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back. Then we'll all go back to my office and start from there.
Yeah.
I will get Deverness Mysteries wrapped up in a black velvet.
All right.
Do you wish to risk the possibility that he would lose your magical text to this madman if something goes terribly awry?
I'll keep a hold of it. I think we'll be okay. He'll definitely want to see it. I have to give him something to want to show me the Necronomicon.
Yeah. Well, okay. Sure.
We're also showing up unannounced too.
Right.
That's another concern of mine.
Yeah, that's the reason, I guess, to have something compelling to offer him. But
yeah,
I just think that he and Abizul will have two magical texts, and then they will also know about your special Epizahedron and all this.
We'll see.
What could possibly go wrong?
So we take the risk. We've got 24 hours, less than 24 hours now before he starts filming the movie.
All right.
All right.
We're going to do it. Okay.
He might not even be there.
He might not even be there too.
Yeah. All right. So you guys pile into a cab and go to Dieter's. Everyone can give me a listen to see if you're paying attention.
85. Nope.
No.
97. Absolutely not.
Nice.
47? Not quite.
All right. So you have a pleasant conversation on the way back to Dieter's, and
don't notice the 60 cats behind us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you get to Dieter's, no problem. You get your Dave Vermis. I assume you have the cabbie wait for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys roll out of there, and Dieter and Conrad, you can give me a spot hidden as you're leaving.
31. What is 31? Spot hidden? Yes, that is a pass.
You see, like the house may be catty corner from you. The old lady is talking to a gentleman, and she keeps kind of looking over at your house, and then you see she definitely points at your house.
I wish I had some kind of magic that I could just talk into my hand and people could hear me at a distance. And I wonder, I hope that looks a little suspicious.
Did you see something, Doctor?
Yeah, do you see that somebody was asking the neighbor, and she was indicating our flat, our house.
Oh.
They might be looking for Gustav and Max. The woman Agnes would have had an explosion of sound and wind in her office when they left. A big sonic boom. It would have been quite a big one because, two people at the same time makes a bigger hole in space.
Should we turn back or continue?
Well, I don't know. I think they can handle themselves, don't you?
Okay.
All right. You guys can give me one more listen roll.
Okay.
All or just them?
Just those two. If you're, yeah.
I got 30 out of 35.
Okay. So when you've been driving along, we'll say it's 25-minute drive to the Baron's house. About 15 minutes in, you guys had stopped talking. You hear this news report come across, and it goes, breaking news out of the Reichstag. Reichstag member Goebbels has announced 2 wanted men in Berlin for a firebombing of a brothel last night. Goebbels explains that these 2 men firebombed the Salon Kitty, and that this type of crime is why that the Nazis should be voted in, because the government needs to get tough on crime. And then it cuts to Goebbels talking. He's like going, I have it on good authorities from an Inspector Krieg that this Max Hoffman and a Gustav Huberman firebombed it, and they're both known communists and Jews. A reward is offered for bringing them in. We cannot tolerate this crime in our country anymore.
So indirectly, I've assisted the Nazi Party in coming into power.
You've delved into these dark magics, Doctor.
Now I don't know whether we should go back. We should. Hopefully they're listening to the radio inside my office.
Only if you keep the radio in your liquor cabinet.
That's exactly where I keep it.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 a luck roll to see if you had turned it on.
Oh, I rolled a 1, so I guess...
yeah. So you heard that report also.
Oh, this is not good.
Completely outrageous. We did not firebomb anything. We were attacked.
We didn't firebomb. We didn't firebomb Scheisse, and what they said about us was only like a quarter correct.
Yeah, it's maybe a good thing that you are not at your homes, although in your case, of course, Max, that would be almost impossible. But we shall have to see about getting some papers for you, and you'll have to do something about your appearance as well. I'm sure the Nazis are very efficient about reproducing photographs.
Anyone good at haircuts?
Yeah, I know people. While we wait for the big boom, maybe we should get some cotton in our ears for when. Oh no, they only boom when they come from, not where they go to.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah, I'll call somebody I know who does good papers, and you can come up with some new names. Something very Aryan sounding, I suggest.
Right. Peter and Conrad, you arrive at the Baron's house. It is a rather large estate in the middle of the city. But the gate is open because it's also where he conducts his business out of. So it wouldn't make he needs to have it open so customers can come in and
Sure.
yeah. I assume you go up and ring the bell.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome.
The door is answered by a large man, as in muscular and tall. He looks down and he's like, yes, what is it?
Is it morning or afternoon?
We'll say it's probably almost noon, so
Okay.
early morning.
Good morning. I would like to see Monsieur Grunau.
In regards to,
Well, that's a private matter, but if he is available, I don't have an appointment, but I think he'll be very interested in seeing what I've brought with me.
okay, I'll ask. He's quite busy. He has a important day tomorrow.
Yes, I understand that.
He goes, may I at least tell him who's calling?
Yes, my name is Dr. Francois Benoit.
Oh, okay.
And I'm assistant to the Professor Pierre Toussaint.
Okay. Yes. Just come on. It's cold. Come into the hall.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Merci.
That's right. When you go inside, the entryway has a lot of very eclectic decorations. You see a lot of things that look like almost like what a teenager would have think would be like a cultist kind of looking, like
Pentagrams and
yeah, that kind of
circles on the floor with Key of Solomon stuff. Yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah. So you see he goes down the man goes down the hallway, and the third door on the right, he opens it up, and you can hear muffled voices talking in there.
We just stand. I mean, I glance around with my eyes, but we act properly.
Okay. So a little bit, he comes back and he's like going, the Baron must be in a good mood. He said that he would like to meet you. This way, please.
Yeah, thank you. I'll follow behind.
Conrad, you go also?
Yes.
So as you kind of walk along, as you pass one door on the right, you see another large man kind of working on, looks like a prop. He looks up, and as you go by, you see he sets down his wrench, and he gets up and he starts following behind you.
Mm-hmm.
You go on a little bit further, on the door on the left, there's another man leaning against the door, but he's inside the room. So until you kind of went by, you couldn't see him. He's smoking a pipe, and as you go by, his eyes kind of follow you along. And you've ever walked into places where you're not welcome, you start getting that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But you come around a room and you see this rather large man, as in he's not ever wanted for food. He's got quite the round belly. He looks like he's probably approaching his mid to late 60s. And if he could grow a beard, he'd almost look like Saint Nicholas. But he is clean shaven, but he has long gray hair. And he is standing next to one of those mouse ear cameras. And it looks like he was kind of working on it for a bit. And he looks up, he goes, you must be
Professor Francois Benoit.
Yeah, Professor Benoit. I am Baron Grunau, and he kind of nods at you.
Well, I'm very glad to meet you. I'll move forward. I don't know if handshaking was a custom for the Germans, but I'll.
Okay. He'll shake your hand. Yep.
Herr Grunau, I've come a long way from the Bibliothèque Nationale de Paris to discuss with you a certain matter. I look back at the other people in the room. I say, I'm sorry, this is my assistant, Conrad Esser. It's a matter of mutual interest that the two of us have.
I'm Conrad Esser? I could have swore my
that was the name of his previous assistant. I am Monsieur Tussaud. I will forgive the professor.
Yeah.
Give me a fast talk, Conrad.
I have so many assistants.
Oh. Okay, I got an 07.
Oh,
I have the base, so I'm going to use my 2 points a lot.
Okay, wow. Nice.
I was like, oh shit, yeah.
He's new. I keep forgetting his my old assistant looked exactly the same. Let me and I look back at the gentleman again in the room, and I'm like, we might want to speak privately.
Like, a sensitive matter, I assume. He's like, he looks over and he goes, Johann, Manfred, I will be fine. And they kind of nod and they step back, and and they shut the door.
So it has been some time since I've noticed you have a particular interest in the occult.
Yes. I find it quite the fertile field for films.
Yeah. Make some very good Schreck films, frightening, but fun at the same time. Your Student of Prague was quite good.
Oh yes, the Student of Prague. That was one of my earlier ones when I first started experimenting with new film types, trying to capture the right type of mood. Not quite as successful as I wanted it to be, but even in our failures, we learned something.
Well, the hidden symbolism in some of the scenes was not lost on me. I realized you were quite clever in some of the things that you've done. I'm flattering him up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're about to film a new movie called Das Necronomicon.
Yes, I am. Is based on an obscure ancient text.
Yeah, the Al-Azif.
Oh, you are a learned man.
There are a number of copies in the world in various languages, translated from the Arabic and to the Greek and into the Latin. The Bibliothèque Nationale de Paris has a copy of this.
Oh.
I have a more esoteric interest in the book. And your copy is in the Arabic or in the Greek?
It is in the. Oh, dang it! My bookmark fell out. There it is. My copy is Latin, actually.
Oh, you've got the Latin version. That's very interesting. I know the value of this book, and I was hoping perhaps to get a little look at it to see if I can identify which exactly copy, the things that have been moving around the world. It's a highly interesting magical text, and I thought I'd bring as an exchange a little book of my own called De Vermis Mysteries, which is also a highly interesting text. There are some correlations.
I did not know there were correlations. I've heard of this book. Maybe my next movie could be based on it.
Indeed.
It's quite rare.
Yeah, see, both books are quite rare. Both books contain certain formula, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes, I do. The ancients knew much that has been lost as we've put more and more faith into science.
Well, would you mind me taking a look at the book?
Well, let me ask you a question. Are you looking for more academic, or are you looking more for some of the forbidden knowledge and the power that it can give?
I don't believe any knowledge should be forbidden, but yes, that is my reasons. And I thought perhaps an exchange of that sort of information would be beneficial to both of us. I have brought my De Vermis Mysteries, and I'll take it out, unwrap it, show it to him.
Yeah. He starts kind of looking at it and all. He's like, I don't have my gloves with me. I don't want to get my oils on
I have a second set here. You can use these gloves.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, he's got like he was working on that camera, so you can see he's got some like
sure, oil,
grease, and all that. He starts kind of flipping through it. He's like, this is quite the piece. He's like going, I'll tell you where I got mine if you tell me where you got this.
I got this from the Bibliothèque Nationale de Paris.
Oh.
They have quite a collection of forbidden books, as you call it.
And they let you take it out of the country.
Well, we'll not go into the details of that. But,
I understand. Yes, I acquired mine 6 years ago also through a permanent checkout. Oh, it spoke to me. Well, something spoke to me once I started reading it. It was almost like it was guiding me to make my magnum opus, which I hope this film to be. But she told me that I needed a special film to capture the images and the emotions that needed, and she helped guide me, and she even found me an assistant that could help me with this, a silent film actress. She was one of the players in the Student of Prague, I think. So
what was her name? Agnes Ezerhausen?
Oh yeah. Yes, Agnes. Yes. She helped me, but then she became jealous, and she cut
I didn't know she was a practitioner of magic.
Oh well, the old royalty, they had a lot of free time on their hands.
That's true. That's how these books have been preserved for so many years.
Guy, so I'm going to give him a roll, and you guys can roll your spot hiddens.
No.
I got 34 out of 55, so regular.
I got a hard. So, okay. So he kind of flips through the De Vermis. He's like, this is quite a thing. He's like, let me go to my safe, and like he moves like a false bookshelf out like false books out of the way, and you see a safe out there. And you guys can roll 3d6.
Twelve.
12. Okay.
16.
16. And give me a listen.
No, I don't hear anything.
Hold on one sec. I passed.
Okay. Conrad, you hear the film in the camera rolling, and you rolled 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
You lose 16 magic points. Do you still have any magic points?
Nope, I'm out.
The world goes black.
Okay.
Dieter, you rolled 12?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still have some?
I do. I have, let's see. 9, 10, 11, 12. End up with 4.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my friend has passed out.
He's like, well, I'll have Conrad, or no, not your name's Conrad. Whatever names I gave those one guys.
Johan.
I'll have him go. Johan, I'll have Johan go get some. Johan, and he opens up the safe, and you see he's pulling out the Necronomicon. It's like going, now this is a even rarer book than yours. You must understand.
Yeah, of course. It seems to have a strength to it, a very palpable.
It does.
Magic.
It does. It taught me many things. You can roll another 1d6.
1.
Okay, you lose another magic point.
Okay.
He sets the book down like on one of those music things that hold your
A lectern.
Yep,
Yeah.
lectern. Yeah, he sets it down. And he kind of opens it up, and he's wearing your gloves that you gave him and all.
Mm-hmm.
He's like going. He goes, you see here, it is a quite well maintained for how old it is. The library here in Germany is excellent. This one was translated in 1228 AD by an Olaus Vermius.
Wormius. Yes, it's a Wormius copy.
Yeah.
Let me check on my friend here. See if I can wake him up. I'll
All right.
grab a hold of him.
All right. So another round went by. Lose another 1d6.
2.
2. Okay.
At that point, where is it? I'm going to try and work this out. I'm going to try and move my foot over so that it's touching Pierre.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Reach out to at least touch the book or grab a hold of it.
Okay.
And teleport. I've got
All right.
1 point left. It only takes
All
1
right.
point to teleport, but
All right. Let's make an opposed dex, because once you start reaching for it, he's going to.
Oh, 28 out of 65. That's a hard.
He failed, so yeah. So you're able to grab it and say the words and kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, Conrad. You wake up. You know you're awake, and you're in complete darkness.
Okay.
Do you have like a lighter or anything that could be a source of light?
Yes, I would say he'd be carrying a lighter.
Okay. You light it?
Yeah.
When you light it, you realize you are in a box, and as you start moving around, some dirt starts kind of falling down through the cracks, and you realize that you are buried alive, and you can give me a sanity roll for that.
Sorry, Conrad.
35. Yeah.
Can't believe they kill both you.
That is a pass, so it is a 1d3.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 2.
Okay. All right.
Okay. God.
And then if I get to have everyone else go to where you can't hear what I'm going to pass to Conrad here. I'll give a thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah, just do a thumbs up when you want us to put our headphones back on.
I will. Okay. All right. So Conrad, in Berlin, you are now an avatar, I guess would be the best description. You look just like Conrad. However, what would be the dominant personality trait of Conrad originally?
I would say bookish.
Bookish and everything. So what is remained in Berlin is the exact opposite of that. So your essence, your personality was essentially ripped out of you, and now you are left with the exact opposite of it.
Okay, so like boorish, like not
like if you were a kind person, now you're a jerk. So
okay.
All right. All right, so you guys are in Dieter's room and our house, and he shows back up, and Conrad's sitting next to him, and Dieter, you have the Necronomicon.
And I tell everybody immediately, stay away from the book. It's evil.
I set down the body of very nice brandy and close the liquor cabinet and say, I don't see any barons with you.
We barely got out. The book, it's mind numbing. It drains the energy from you to be near it. I barely made it out alive.
Yeah, how is Conrad?
So I barely got to touch him, but I left my De Vermis Mysteries behind.
Yeah, this is excellent.
You left the important occult book behind.
I couldn't touch Conrad. Conrad fainted, and all I could do was grab a hold of Conrad and the Necronomicon and touch the.
Where the fuck am I?
So you traded. You forced a trade.
Yeah, but he's not going to find anything. This is the far more valuable book.
Yeah, well, you haven't been. You said yourself that there are dangerous spells in there that you thought would be harmful to you, and you avoided. But this man will have no scruples.
It will take him months to figure them out. It took me months, years. So,
yeah, and for all we know, he has already a photostatic copy of his Necronomicon. And now he has a second magical tome.
Well, I have a photostatic copy of in my brain. You have photostatic copies?
So we have no director. We have perhaps interrupted his schemes, but not necessarily. And you are both very ill. Conrad, can I get you something? Here, this brandy is excellent.
Give me some fucking whiskey. What the fuck?
I have to rest. And then I have to read this book.
Oh God!
The book that almost killed you already.
Stupid.
Yeah, to see how to reverse or how to stop whatever he's planning.
Yeah, but for now, perhaps we pick it up with the cloth and put it in your safe so it does not contaminate us all.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pick it up. Whoever among you is the strongest, don't hold it, don't touch it for very long. Wrap it in something. Wrap it.
Yeah, you open the safe. I'll pick it up with this cushion here. I won't touch it. Filthy thing.
3,
That's not
5,
leather, is
1.
it?
I don't know. It's a third translation.
Yeah. Well, all right. You rest. We have to go and get new papers for Gustav and Max. The Nazis destroyed the cafe as a kitty club.
I heard the message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Goebbels himself. So they would be very motivated to take them in. I have my friend Louis making new papers, but we have to get photographs for them and so on. In fact, maybe we can disguise them in some of your old clothes before we.
Yeah. The closet's full of stuff.
Yeah, Conrad, here's whiskey. Do you need something else? You don't look well.
Get the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to any of you assholes.
Yeah, he's dazed.
He's just gonna he's gonna take like a really big pull on it and just kind of like slump over.
Do you need any medical attention, Conrad?
No, I don't need shit from any of you.
I think his language skills have gotten much worse.
Stupid books. What are these books all about? So stupid.
Are you all right, Conrad? Do you know where you are?
I'm fine. Just leave me alone. He's gonna take another big slug of whiskey. Just leave me really alone. I don't know.
Would you like us to escort you somewhere, Conrad?
You know what? I'll just get out of here. I'll just go back to my place. Who cares?
Something about the experience has caused him to be millennial.
It isn't that long from the turn of the century.
No, it's just a century, though. All right, so I will phone you in a few hours to wake you, Hans, Dieter.
Yeah.
Don't strain yourself with that text. We have our other plan for disrupting the ceremony, but immediately we need to get these fellows in kitted up with new identities before they are taken off and shot. Let's perhaps, I'll phone you, and maybe we'll have later at the Bellwacht or something.
Yeah.
And figure our next step. And I'm going to, of course, not actually leave Conrad alone in Hans's apartment in his current state, because he seems very damaged by the ordeal. Yesterday, he was a polite lad.
And make sure he gets home safely.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't need anyone's help. Get out of here.
Yeah, we all live together. Hans needs his beauty rest. And then I assume there's some bar that has a cellar where my friend the forger has an office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You fellows have chosen new names. I didn't want to put you on the spot. Just be Helmut and Helmut.
See.
Let me get my list of German names here.
I was like, I'm trying to think of German names right now.
All right, so there is Gerald, Ludwig, Manfred, Powell, Rolf. Rolf's a good one. R-O-F. Urban.
I like Rolf. Rolf Mueller. It's a very good German name.
A good German farming name. Not any communism in a name like Rolf Mueller.
No.
Yeah. So we are, of course, when we leave the apartment and we watch Conrad wander off, we are going to also look around to see if there are any agents about. And we have, gotten some loud coats out of Dieter's closet, so they don't look like they did this morning quite. And I guess we first go and we get you some good hair schnitz. Maybe you start growing a beard also after this.
I guess I can go with Gerald. I need a last name though.
That last name's on here too. Pfaffbacher.
What?
Pfaffbacher.
I don't even know how to spell that one.
Pfaffbacher.
How about one that's easier to spell?
So when you sign,
Who's a diner?
yeah. Reif, Reif, or that's probably Reef, or maybe it's Reif. I can't remember.
Reif is Reif, yeah.
Reif. Okay.
Joe, Reif.
All right. So, with you guys kind of trying to disguise yourself to leave Dieter's house, you guys can give me a disguise roll.
Oh shit.
I am base, so.
Oh, 0-5.
Do we use stealth? Just hide. Nobody can see us.
We're going to walk very closely and
failed.
behind Otto as we slink out the door. Because
I failed if it's disguise.
Okay.
I failed that
All right.
too.
All right. I'll let you roll a stealth also. Yeah. There you go. I'm feeling kind.
Okay, that was a 3. So the trick is to just not be seen.
I rolled a 2.
Hey!
Wow.
All right.
The fates decide.
Yeah.
Nice. How are you getting to this place? Driving, walking,
Yeah, I guess we'll probably just like go out and like use like a back alleyway from Dieter's and then find our way to a place where we can get a taxi or something, I guess.
Yeah, I think we want to be on the streets as little as possible if we have a general outcry for your hides. I mean, it's a big city, and as at least the radio program we heard, no one described you, and your association with Dieter is not so obvious to everyone, so easier than if you were leaving your own homes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so you get a cab to the nearest haircutting place by where the forger's office bar is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At the nearest haircut place, you see there's some recent wanted posters.
Mm.
Oh, it seems like the police are making this a high priority.
Okay, straight to the basement then. We cut the hair in the cellar with scissors.
Okay.
Christ, in a handbasket. So, also we have to ponder why they firebombed Salon Kitty. They didn't just do it to blame you for a crime.
Is it possible that when Conrad burned the film strip, it not only burned the building, the studio, but also Salon Kitty?
Oh, I suppose if Agnes of the black and white film was there, perhaps they didn't set the fire. In a sense, we did firebomb the Salon Kitty then. Although they don't have the exact culprit. Goebbels himself. That's that's very bad news.
Yes, I can only be happy that my mother has passed away and didn't hear that on the radio.
Any news that makes you glad that your mother is dead is bad news indeed. Yeah.
All right. So you guys get your fake IDs and everything, and a haircut. Sure, a quality one. So
Something that looks very brown shirt, and not like you looked yesterday so much. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Conrad, you went back to your place to drink and
Yep.
sleep. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Dieter, you're studying the Necronomicon.
You're muted.
I'm sleeping first, though.
Oh, you're sleeping first. Yeah, because you were out of magic points completely.
Yeah.
All right. So Rolf, Gerald, and Otto, also known as Max, Gustav, and Otto, anything you were wanting to do this evening?
While we are out, do we want to fiddle about with the inscriptions?
How so? Oh, you mean like erase them?
Or
alter them.
modify them, as Otto suggested.
Yeah. I think first we wish to see what the security at the location is. If they have surrounded the tower with armed guards in preparation for tomorrow's filming / magical workings, then we shall have to take that into account. So once we get you cleaned up, as it were, maybe one of you should remain, with my friend the forger for a few hours, because the two of you together are more likely to be noticed if there are descriptions of the both of you.
Okay.
And then one of you and I can go to the tower and see what the security looks like. Or we let the intrepid explorers sleep off their near catastrophe. Probably, I guess either the one of you who looks more different than himself should come, or perhaps just Gerald. Have to remember that, since you have a background in security sorts of exercises more.
Sure.
Yeah, so we'll get a car and go to the Thom. Maybe get out at the corner of the park and have a walk around casually and see what the situation is like.
All right. So you make it to the Kaiser Wilhelm term. We'll say, your evening-ish. You get there. The wild boys are out and about. The teenage male prostitutes. You do see there are some union members. Looks like they're getting some work done. They've got some tents erected up, and they've got like a crane set up. It's kind of set back, and you can see they've got a wire run up the crane to where it is, and you can see they've got a camera at the end of the crane. It looks like they're working to get set up for filming in the morning. They've got some signs up, this way for hot coffee and breakfast.
Yeah, so not necessarily very high security, but lots of eyes around the place, which is unfortunate. Perhaps is there any kind of uniform that the laborers, or is they just wearing their own overalls?
Yeah, they're wearing the coveralls.
Yeah. So maybe we come back in coveralls and nobody notices 2, 3 more men bustling about, or we attempt to be very stealthy. I have to think on this. I do think that if we can disrupt the ritual markings, it should make at least less efficacious whatever it is that Grunau is planning. Also, of course, now that the fellows have escaped using the cube, Grunau knows that there is magical opposition, which complicates our efforts. I don't like anything about it.
Neither do I.
There are how many entrances are there to the Karl Wilhelm Turm? Kaiser Wilhelm Turm?
Let me look at the map. There are two, one on the front, one on the back. You got kind of go up steps up to the pedestal that it's built on.
So quite visible.
Yeah.
Very public entry. And it's not a functional building that has a sewer system under it or anything. It's just a monument, so there's no getting in without being seen. Yeah, I guess coveralls and bluff is all we have for it. Do you see any other avenues?
I mean, is there any other way that I think we might be able to sneak in, or no?
No.
Okay. No, it looks like that's our only shot.
Mm-hmm. Well, the people who would be here in the early morning to shoot will have to get some sleep tonight, so perhaps it is in the late night that we make our efforts, yeah.
All right.
And I said I would call Dieter, so maybe we arrange a general meet at the Beerbacher and see where things have gotten. 8 o'clock,
Sure.
maybe? So he can get a little bit of rest before he
That sounds
picks
good.
up his evil Thom.
Yeah, I think we could all use a little bit of sleep.
Yeah, especially if we have a late night ahead and early morning. Also, if we find tonight there's no way, they have an open call for extras tomorrow. So we show up with the
Lord.
masses, if nothing else. But I would like
That's
to
an
have
idea.
done something before then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
All right. So we'll fast forward to you calling everyone and wanting to meet at the Beerbachter.
How does Conrad seem when I phone him?
I do not answer the phone.
How long is he going to wait before he calls?
Until 7:30. I figured you needed a few hours sleep, and so a late dinner.
I'm just trying to figure out if I wake up before you call.
We'll say it was about 4 hours after you went to sleep when he called.
Okay. So you wake me up. I'm still asleep.
Mm.
Right. Yeah, you're going to the Beerbachter?
Mm-hmm. Conrad is not answering.
Conrad is not answering. He was acting quite strange. Normally I would expect, a little nausea going through the gate, but I don't know if there's other side effects. We need to find him. What if, remember the whole suicide thing? He was acting quite despondent. I don't know the word. Depressed. He sounded depressed.
Oh,
Yeah.
He did seem upset. Now I also think maybe we should avoid the Beerbachter while our friends are being looked for.
I need to look into this book and see what I can find out. I don't even know if I can open the book. I've gained a little bit of strength, but
Yeah, I wish we had more time. It's also worth considering whether you should destroy the book.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself.
If it physically has these effects, perhaps it's better off if it doesn't exist.
It's not the only copy, though. There's multiple copies throughout the world. So destroying it doesn't destroy its influence on the world. It's just, you know, how if you understand how a lock and a key are created, then you can find a way to undo them so that they don't work.
Exactly.
Were you going to go to the turn and change the symbols?
Yeah, we are still planning this. Currently, there are dozens of workers around there, and it's a very visible location. So we think maybe late at night.
Okay. Well, I think we need to find Conrad.
Yeah, I think I'll send Gerald back to the bar where Rolf is waiting, and
Okay.
The fellows have new names. Gustav and Max have new identification.
Okay.
Goebbels is after them.
This is a very smart idea.
And we can't go to the Beobachter where they are known by their real names. So there's a somewhat doubtful place near Kurzweilstrasse called Rudy's.
Oh yeah. I think I've seen that there.
So maybe you and I go to and see if we can find Conrad, and then we meet the other boys at Rudy's where no one knows how they are called normally, and we decide about our late night efforts. Or you stay inside and read your evil magic book, and the rest of us.
I'm actually thinking I should. Time may be of the essence.
We have until sunrise, more or less.
Go find Conrad. I'll stay here. I'll see if there's something in the book. And I'll call you if there's a problem. If I feel weak again, then I will stop reading and come to where you are.
Yeah. I'll give my name at Rudy's and take the fellows there. I'll go by the Institute for Conrad first. Good luck. Don't touch it.
Do we know anything about the fire? Did the fire burn the building to the ground?
We discussed perhaps in the same way that it destroyed the film studio when Conrad set the images on fire. Perhaps
maybe as Esterhausen exploded into flame.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
I was thinking maybe when they disapparated and came back to my flat, that the sonic boom could have knocked over their oil lamps or kerosene or something.
Yeah, I don't think that would look so much like a firebomb. But my first guess was just that brown shirts did it.
I thought they liked the prostitutes.
Yeah, yeah. But they also like reasons to hunt down enemies.
Yeah. All right, I will keep in touch.
Right.
So Conrad lives at the Institute für Sexuelle Wissenschaft.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll see if I can browse him.
Okay. So you show up at the Institute. Conrad, are you there?
No, I'm not at the Institute. I'd be at my flat.
Oh, so yeah.
She's nearby. Yeah, it's nearby to the Institute. I'm assuming, I think you all would have been there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ring his bell, however his building works.
What is it?
Are you awake? Are you feeling any better?
Go the fuck away. I already told you to leave me alone, assholes.
Very good. You know how to reach Dieter and me if when you're feeling better or if you need anything.
Yeah,
We are
whatever.
concerned about your condition.
Whatever. If you were concerned, you give me more booze.
I'll have someone send something up. Your number 3B?
Whatever.
Yeah. Take care.
All right. So, Dieter, you were going to try and read from the Necronomicon?
Yeah.
Hey.
So
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. I mean,
let's get put.
yeah, you're not going to be able to read much, obviously, because, it's a rather hefty tome. So give me a combined Latin and luck roll.
Latin und Luck. And I got an 8.
Nice.
So for Latin I've got 70, so that's an extreme on Latin. And luck, I've got a lot of luck too. So
okay. So the luck made you turn to the page that actually had some information that was relevant, and the Latin, was, can you read this archaic, insane script? So first off, because you're not reading the full book, so you won't take the full hit, just 1d4 sanity.
Just one.
Just one. And a same amount of Cthulhu Mythos gained.
Okay.
So what you read in there with an extreme, you read Abdul al-Hazrad had a theory that by creating a picture of a person using this spell, you could actually remove their essence of who they were, and what would be left would be almost a avatar of that person that had the exact opposite personality. So a kind person would suddenly be a jerk. A loving person would be full of hate. And also with the extreme, you find that it would also give you power over this person, because if you destroyed the picture, you would destroy them.
My God, I know what's happened to Conrad. I am going to close the book, put it back in the safe, lock the safe, and I'm rushing to where Otto and Gerald are.
Okay.
Did it say anything about how to put it back the way that it was?
You're going to need a lot more time reading it.
Oh,
than just...
Oh, no. All right. So I'm rushing.
That's what I told Conrad when I had you guys remove your headsets, obviously.
You told her, you said that the film was rolling.
Yep.
Oh, God. How could I be so stupid?
All right. So you guys meet up at the place, whatever the place was that Otto was.
Good old Rudy's.
Rudy's, huh? Good bar.
So I probably come in last. I come running in. My God, you don't understand what's happened.
What happened?
When we were in Gernau's office, there was a camera that was running. I didn't even think about it at the time, but there is a hypothesis in the Necronomicon that sort of drains the soul from a person and puts it onto the film. And I think Conrad has been drained of his personality. It explains It
He's
explains.
been very bitter and strange since you came back.
But
So if Grunau has made this operation with this camera and hundreds of people show up to be extras in the morning,
it could absorb everyone. But who cares about everyone? I care about Conrad. He's trapped in that film. And I don't know how to get him out.
Well, we know where Grunau would be in the morning. So if the film that has Conrad in it is at Grunau's home, something perhaps can be done. But also it seems though that maybe taking some chalk and changing the markings on the Wilhelm steps is insufficient.
You still do that as well. I don't know. I feel horrible that I put him in this danger, and now it's my fault.
Well, you went for knowledge, and now you have knowledge. It's something. Maybe instead of taking chalk and changing the markings on the steps, however, we take incendiaries and ruin the film preparations. There are tents there. There's a tall crane for a camera operator, which is presumably where they'll put the soul-sucking camera. With hundreds of souls. I wonder if this is why. I wonder if the Agnes that they met was also inverted Agnes.
Yeah, because she ordered you to kill her own sister.
Cousin, yeah.
Cousin, but yes,
cousin,
it was
cousin.
Definitely inverted Agnes. She was full of hate instead
And
of
now
the
we
love
have-
that she once had.
We have inverted Conrad. If we need to somehow rescue him, maybe I go back and I keep reading the book and see if there's a way to reverse it.
You look a sight, Peter.
It's very difficult. But it's imperative that we find how to save him.
Yeah, well, it is vital, yeah, but also we have hundreds and hundreds of other victims, so.
Yeah, could I have some tea, please? Thank you.
Oh, of course.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So I'll have some tea and then I
Yeah.
get to go back.
Okay. Gustav,
Yeah.
while you're sitting here, I'm assuming you're trying to keep a low profile and
Yeah,
even with
definitely.
Okay. Give me a combined
Oh Lord.
luck and it's not really stealth. Do you have anything
Fast
be
talk?
like? Yeah, sure. Yeah, so you kind of
Well, that was a 95, so that's a fail on both. Yeah. It's not a crit because I have a 70 fast talk, but
okay, yeah. So as you're sitting there, you see another booth because you failed the luck roll. You see one of your fellow bounty hunters look up, and his eyes see you, and he gets up and he starts walking toward you, and he's like, "I'm sorry, my family's starving, Gustav."
I'm gonna turn around like I don't know I don't know who he is, and try to casually walk away and then start running if I feel like I need to.
Okay. All right. So you guys see Gustav get up and take off. And this guy breaks out into a run also. So
Oh geez.
go ahead and give me a constitution roll there,
Yep.
Gustav. Oof, not great on my end.
Ooh, that's all right. That's a 21 out of 80, so that's a hard success.
Hard success. So that doesn't improve your movement rate. You need an extreme to improve your movement rate. So what
No.
is your move? What is your move rate?
My movement rate by default is 8.
Okay. I failed mine, so you are faster than him. I fell down
Good.
to a 7 with my failed constitution roll. And so if you are a full run away, then you are going to be able to get away from him without having to do anything else. But you can give me a luck roll because you're a guy running down the street.
Yeah, I'm just like, you have me mistaken for somebody else. And I run away.
This is not the person you're thinking.
That is also a failure on the luck roll.
So we'll come back to that because
All right.
Otto and Rolf, what do you do when that occurs?
So they've run out of the room.
Yeah, they ran out of the restaurant, and the waitress is probably like, "You're paying for his meal."
Yeah. Ralph, I just remembered my wife is waiting for me. We have to go right now.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Yes.
Yeah. Danke, Fräulein.
Danke.
Yeah, so we go back to my place now, and maybe Gustav will call, or maybe he will be less lucky than this.
Hopefully, he
but
can
I
get
think
away.
we can't be in public really at all until something is resolved. He looked pretty fast, but that fellow had a gleam in his eye.
Yes, he very motivated.
Yeah, so we go to my apartment in taxi and have a look around to see if there are men in trench coats watching my apartment. And if they're not, we go inside and start assembling our lonely two-person plan to destroy the film shoot.
All right, Conrad. What is your Berlin representation doing?
Drinking and listening to the radio and just lousing about, feeling sorry for himself.
Okay, we will cut to the other representative of Conrad that is in a coffin. So you're kind of sitting there laying there for a while, trying to contemplate, wondering how bad this can be, and you hear a scraping on the top of it, which you can ascertain is someone digging, and you start to actually see light kind of trickle in through the cracks and everything.
Help!
He goes, just a second, it's a female voice. She's like, just a second. She starts, you see a kind of like a pry bar come down in between it and pries it open. And you see, you think it's Agnes, although her face looks like it's been burned really bad, and she's got awful scars on it and everything. But she reaches down and gives you a hand to kind of assist you out.
Agnes, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. She's like, this world it's an insane dimension we're caught in. I've been here for years.
Oh, like, Agnes, what happened to you? I know what happened to you. I did this to you. I feel so horrible. This is horrible.
Well, the worst part is that it didn't even give me the release. I felt the pain, but was here. She's like,
no.
She's like, come. She doesn't know. I've come for you. He's like, what?
Okay.
So she kind of starts going along, and you can give me a stealth with a bonus die.
Okay. Come on. Yay, I did pass.
Okay, yeah. So what you kind of stealth down at, you hear like the Dance of the Dead sound being played, and you see these marching across these skeletons, but they move like those old claymation skeletons by what was it, I can't remember who did those
Harryhausen, yeah.
Harryhausen. So they're moving like that, and they're playing the Dance of the Dead on like femur bones as flutes, and and as they move along, and it looks like a film essentially. As they march along, you see they're headed toward a representation of the Kaiser Wilhelm term in this world, but in here it's covered in symbols all up and down it completely.
Oh my God, what is this place?
Like it's somewhere the film it casts you here, and you're trapped. I hate to say it, but the Baron, and I was so desperate for work. The Baron, he said he needed some help translating this book, and so I helped him, and it was just insane. It talked about capturing someone's essence and how all that would be left was the opposite. And then a few years later, this horrible cutting pain, and I don't know what that was, but after that, the few glimpses I had, she was no longer solid in the world. She was like a film projection.
Oh my God, this magic is so evil. And I do want to tell you that my friend has secured the copy of the Baron's book. And perhaps he may be able to figure out some way to reverse this. We also, if we can get out of here, Agnes, I will devote my life to finding you restitution for what I've done to you. And if that means, if there's nothing I can do for you, at least I will vow to kill this Baron for the evil that he's about to perpetrate.
Like I appreciate it. Then you hear off in the distance a woman yelling at things, and she goes, "This is not what I wanted," and smacking. She goes, she found out I'm not there. We must go. She finds us, and you don't die from the pain.
I understand.
Okay. All right.
So this is like, it's like a warped Berlin.
Yep.
Essentially what it looks like. Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. So Gustav, you're running along, and you failed your luck roll.
Yep.
And you see a guy. He sees you running, and he thinks, "Oh, hey, I can be the hero," because this guy's obviously, and he's going to make a jump at you to try and tackle you down. Do you want to dodge, or maybe just kind of stiff arm him with a brawl?
I am going to try to stiff arm away with a brawl.
Okay. That'll be an opposed. Gosh, dang it, my dice. I mean.
I got 22.
I got a regular, so.
That is, let's see, 22 for me that is a hard on my brawl.
All right, so when you are able to kind of knock him down, but he looks up and he yells a slur for a Jewish person after you. You fucking
I turn back and I'm like, I'm not even Jewish. Somebody tried to steal my wallet, you idiot. I'm running away from a mugger, and I'm gonna keep running.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And try to find maybe duck into an alleyway and then just go back to walking and try to find a place where I can hide out until I reconnect with the others.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Oh my God. Nope. That's let's see how much luck would that cost to end this spree of bad rolls.
You can push it.
You know what? Actually, I'll do that. I'm going to push it. I'm going to push this.
All right. Let me think here. So what are you going to do to justify the push?
I'm going to stop running, and I'm going to try and calmly walk back to Dieter's place, using as many back roads and alleyways as I can, but specifically going slow. That's how I'm pushing, is I'm going to go slow.
All right. So if you fail, because you are indefinitely insane,
okay,
you will think that if you lean against the wall, that you will actually start sinking into the wall and merging with it.
Sure.
But when in actuality, you're just leaning against the wall.
All right, here we go. All right, that's a 17. It's a success on my stealth. So I'm just gonna very carefully and stealthily get back to Dieter's because holy shit.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right.
Well, how can we what?
Yeah, as in they see me while I'm on the wall.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. They can't see me. I'm camouflaged. I'm in the wall.
Yeah. All right. Dieter, what are you doing?
I am up to my armpits in this book, specifically around the same pages to see what
Okay.
if there's a counter to pull somebody back from the film.
Give me a Latin.
Oh, let's see. It's a little difficult. I got a 47 out of 70.
That is not a hard.
I could spend. I'll spend the points to make it a hard.
Okay.
Yeah. I hit my dice. Did I say 43?
You said 47.
47. Okay, so I'll have to spend 10, 11, 12 points. Luck.
Okay. So it's all theoretical, of course, because
Right.
Abdul was insane, and he believed that the person on the other side could, and it gives all these insane symbols to draw and a chant to pull you back.
But the person on the other side has to do it?
Yep.
How do we communicate with the person on the other side? Gustav got to the other side and could see it. I'm sure he's mentally fine. Okay, at least I know that. I will copy down.
That's another sanity point.
I will copy down everything that I have learned to make it formulaic.
Yeah, I got you. All right. And Rolf and Otto.
So does it appear that anyone has associated me with the wanted criminals and is staking out my building? Good.
No. Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
Up we go. We can hope that Gustav will call if he's not under arrest. We will hope that he doesn't send the authorities here if he is under arrest. I don't think they would torture him right away, so he won't just do it if he's asked. Maybe we will hear from Dieter, maybe not. Now we understand that Conrad, it is a good thing that he doesn't know very specifically what we have in mind because he is not to be trusted. So how do we disrupt this? I think we have to take the crane down overnight, yeah? Maybe as close to dawn as we can, so there's not time for repair.
Yeah, that's certainly a good plan. That would disrupt the camera shot, definitely.
I don't know any other way we can prevent the extras from showing up for the open call.
No, the attraction of money and food is very strong.
Who knows how many hundreds will show.
What about, didn't Dieter make friends with some people that hang out?
He talked to some of the young men, who work there. I don't know if he has a contact as such. And they're marginal anyway. I imagine they have enough trouble.
That's true. Didn't think about that.
And I imagine also that when the dawn is coming, they have ended their workday one way or another.
Mm.
Yeah, no, we have to think. I didn't. I'm going to describe the camera crane to the best of my ability, but I am not an engineer. I feel like we need something like some way to attach a cable to it or something to pull it down, which is these are not the things I am accustomed to doing.
Yeah. What kind of crane is it?
Yeah, it's got a bend in it, and obviously I don't know cranes either, but
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something like a firefighter uses.
Yeah.
Something portable but substantial.
Okay.
It's got the little seat up there so the camera operator can sit in it, and
Oh, those kind. Okay.
There might even be an operator at the bottom as well to turn it and so on.
Yes.
So if it has an engine and there's a fire in the engine, then it doesn't go. Perhaps.
Yeah. I would imagine that I don't know how big the cables are. If we could cut one, that might be possible.
And ideally, whatever we do it from a distance and in the cover of darkness. So
yes.
So we get. I'm starting a little list here for my purchases. We will want some kerosene. We will want boat colors. We will want dark covered coveralls. We want a bunch of rabbit's feet on a chain.
Yes.
Maybe some horseshoes.
Something like that. I would imagine that there would be at the bottom some kind of mechanical device. Maybe we could jam it with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're talking about heavy gears and yeah, it could be as simple as putting one of the lucky horseshoes in the right place, and when it turns, everything goes.
Yeah.
Well, I will call a friend about some of the materials we need, and we'll wait to see if we hear from Gustav.
Okay.
Maybe we have a stiff drink and sleep until 2 or 3 in the morning.
Sounds good.
And put a pot of coffee ready.
Okay.
There's a great deal depending on the two of us at this point, it seems.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we got those. You're going to go at like 2 in the morning. Is that what I heard?
I'm gonna get up at 2, yeah.
Get up at 2.
Once I'm back at Dieter's, presuming that I can get in, I will use his phone to call the others.
You're coming inside?
Yeah, I mean, because I figured that like yours would probably be the closest place that I would think to go to near the Beobacter that I would think is a good place to hide low. So if I have a way to get in, I would call you using that phone. Otherwise, I'll have to like try to sneak into a payphone.
Yeah, you definitely have a way in. And the second you come in, I probably jump a foot in the air as I'm reading this. Gustav, is that you?
Yes, sorry. one of my bounty hunter former compatriots
Yeah,
saw
we
me.
don't have time for that now. Everything hinges on that film. We must not destroy the film. We must obtain the film. It's got Conrad trapped inside of it.
Oh dear. Okay, we should gather the others.
There's a way to get him back. You were able. It's up to you. You were able somehow to cross over and see Agnes on the other side. Yeah, you'll remember.
During the seance?
Yeah, I've got the solution, but Conrad has to do it from the other side. He has to.
Oh dear.
He has to make these symbols, and he has to recite this very archaic. I'm not sure what language it is. It's not. I've written it out phonetically. We have to somehow get you onto the other side and show him this, so that he can make his way back to us.
All right, let's call the others so that we can get everyone in on the plan.
Well, I still haven't invented that cell phone thing I was talking about. But
okay, well, keep reading. I'll call the others on. You have a home phone, right?
Yes, I do. Oh my God, it's much worse than I thought.
All right, yeah. I'll call the Beowoctor and see if they're still there. See if we can get.
Yeah. No, they're not. Yep.
All right, then I'll call their places and see if I get a hold of any of them, and then
you might have to keep calling until they walk in the door.
All right, we'll say that you call and Otto, you hear the phone ringing.
Yeah, Otto Richter.
Hey, it's me. I'm at Dieter's.
You are not. It's in the basement of the police station. This is good news.
No, why would your good buddy anyway? Listen.
No, Gerald. Of course, no. Gerald.
No,
is very,
of course not. Yes,
popular with the police. Yeah.
Can you meet us at Dieter's? He's got some kind of crazy plan.
Yeah, we have also been working on a crazy plan.
Good. Let's share notes.
Tell him not to destroy the film. Don't destroy the film. No.
Dieter says don't destroy don't destroy the film.
Okay. That's yeah. So far the plan was not destroying any more film, since that caused a lot of fire so far.
We must get the film. We must.
Can you get some brandy into Dieter? He sounds very unwell.
I'll try.
I've pulled out all my hair.
Just come, get the others and come quickly.
Yeah. Well, the others is just Rolf, and we'll be perhaps half an hour. We have some things to pick up.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So you guys go get your stuff picked up. And as you're headed back, you see Conrad standing out on the street. He's smoking. He's talking to some brown shirts, and they seem to be getting along pretty well.
Scheiße. They are near Dieter's place?
No, it was just when you were kind of wandering around.
Yeah. All right. We turn left sharply here.
Yes, we should avoid him.
Right. All right. So you guys meet back up there.
I have dark overalls for both of you. We have. I've got sort of a full bag with a couple of quart cans of kerosene, some wrenches, etc. Yeah. So Dieter, we're thinking if we can impede the crane from operating, then we stop the camera from capturing all the souls. But the film that's in the camera that's on the crane is not the film that's in Grunau's home.
No, you don't understand. See, he must have made this very specific formula that it would be very difficult for him to make this kind of film. He might only have a small supply of what he used in the room. He might have been preparing it, and Conrad got caught on it. It's probably the same exact films that he will use tomorrow. And we don't want the other people caught on it, but we don't want to destroy it either.
Not until Conrad's out.
I'm not even sure if this is talking about the transference and capturing of souls. I think Agnes is probably caught in there. Even though we burned the film, she's probably suffering terribly. Only she's no longer has any way of coming back unless Conrad can rescue her. And Gerald needs to somehow find a way to get the message to them with his powers. I don't know if we need to get that crazy
Hanussen. I don't think we can count on Hanussen's help.
I don't think he did anything. I think.
But also, Rolf, don't we think that Abezul is in the world that Agnes is in, and now Conrad?
I know that she's there.
That's the theory. Yes,
it's not a theory.
I'm wondering. Can we? I'm assuming that the Baron keeps this special film. He just probably just doesn't leave it lying around. Do you think we could do a switch?
I don't know how we would get in there to steal the film, though.
Be a hell of a fucking heist.
He's got bodyguards.
That's okay.
Well, if it is one canister film that is unlike all the others, then he'll be bringing it in the morning from his home to the House of Wilhelm to him.
Yeah, it's just to run up and grab it and run away. Maybe we could get the Wild Boys to cause distraction and run interference for us. It gives them, I don't care, 100 marks. I don't know what the money's worth. 100 marks each, just to run interference for us. Get in the way if they try to chase us. I don't know. My mind is so. I can see things that are not really there, or maybe they are there.
Oh, God.
The universe is not as simple as what we thought.
No, it's not.
Dang. All right.
It's going to be a long night, friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Might be a little short, but that seems like a good stopping point, so you guys can come up with your plan here.
Just
our grand heist.
Yeah.
Our players included Julian Arba, John Dos Passos, Troy Wheeldryer, David Gasaway, and myself, with Keith Craig as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft of the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.